Okay, we're into November 2019. Kind of skipped October. Got a lot of projects I'm working on. One of them I want to mention kind of relates to this area over here. So let's go take a look. So about 10 or 15 years ago, I tried a little experiment. I wanted to actually listen to the light source around here, the ambient light or whatever. So an easy way to kind of do that is I use what's called a phototransistor. And I'll cut in a few shots of what this thing is. But one day I actually had this thing just not for paranormal purposes, but for like listening to infrared remote controls and other little projects on the bench. So I brought it here just out of curiosity. Stood about over yonder at one point. Actually, I went throughout the cemetery, but when I was standing here pointing it in this direction and the sun was almost down, actually, I started to hear this weird flutter noise. Now, it's not too unusual to get such a noise, but for me it was a little different. I'm like, what the hell is that flutter? And I kept pointing this device in this direction. Well, what I didn't know was somebody was behind me walking around, just a casual visitor, and decided to take a photograph of me. It wasn't a flash or anything, so I didn't know what was going on. But they approached me and said that, hey, you should see this. I don't know what you're doing, but you have this ball of light in front of you. Now, on camera, it looked like a 4-foot ball of something. Nothing teeny. It was kind of big. And it was probably around this area, you know, from the ground up somewhere. So it was pretty close to wherever I was. What I find interesting about that is not just the noise, but back in the day, somebody else had captured a photograph. They said there was a cold spot in this area. Let's see, somewhere around there. And when they got around to taking a photograph, they got some ball of light up here, or what appears to be some sort of anomaly, ball of light. Maybe it's a camera malfunction, dust. Yeah, right. I don't know. Something seems to be going on. But the reason I bring this up is that photograph looks just like what they had shown me on their camera, which was kind of odd. They said they were going to send me the photo, which it never happened. So unfortunately, I've got nothing to go on with that. However, I'm going to be revisiting this thing with the phototransistor and some other odds and ends. And since we've been getting these strong flashes throughout the cemetery in the past few years, like the strong ones, these phototransistors, regardless of what the light source is, if they flash, even if we can see them or not, will pick up pings in that spectrum. And I don't know. I guess we're going to find out what's going to happen. So I'll take you through. That's my kind of hibernation, winter hibernation project. And I'll show you some examples on the bench of what these phototransistors can do. It's a really cheap, easy, effective thing to do. So actually anybody can get involved in it. And I'm kind of looking forward to some results and maybe getting other people involved. Anyway, have a good winter. Maybe I'll cut in between with some stuff. We'll see. And hopefully it gets warmer soon.